What's up, y'all? Today, we're making buttermilk biscuits. Now, when I think of a buttermilk biscuit, I think of buttery, flavor, flaky, oh so good tasting, melts in your mouth flavor. I'm not talking about Popeyes. Those biscuits will literally have you in a chokehold. So today, I'm going to show you my foolproof way on how to make the best buttermilk biscuits you'll ever have. Let's get it. Okay, admit it, your mouth is probably watering from looking at those buttery buttermilk biscuits. Aside from the flavor, texture, and ease of this recipe, I think that I was the most impressed by the level of layers that came out with these. I mean, do y'all see that? It's like next level after next level layering. Now to get started, I grabbed a bowl that I chilled for 10 minutes and I'm going to explain why in a bit, but to that bowl I'm going to start with my all-purpose flour using 2.5 cups. I like the final product to be smooth and uniform with the consistency, so I highly recommend using a mesh strainer to sift your flour. Keep doing this until all the flour is into the bowl. Be careful with sifting as to not get flour all over the place. Now I could have used a bigger bowl, but this one was prettier. Now the trick to a really flaky biscuit is all in the butter. Now, most people will tell you that you can just put some regular butter into your flour, mix it up, and you get the best biscuits. I'm gonna teach you a really quick chef's trick. Take a stick of butter like so, freeze it for at least an hour, and then you're going to grate that butter in there. That's going to help create those beautiful flaky layers. So as I said, we're going to grate our frozen butter into the bowl. Now, remember when I had mentioned that I chilled the bowl for 10 minutes beforehand? Most likely your flour was safely stored inside of a cabinet which is more than warm enough, and despite the butter being ice cold, will likely melt as it's being dropped into the bowl. So the chilled bowl will be there to mainly keep the butter cold. That frozen butter is what helps the layers to get nice and flaky, so please, don't miss out on this step. It should start to look a little bit like sand once mixed. Also not pictured, but a great tip as well, before you mix the dough with your hands, place your hands onto an ice pack for a few seconds to keep them cool. Remember, warm hands melt the butter, and we want those layers to be as flaky as the man who refused to propose to you. Hopefully I didn't break up any relationships, but just as an added measure, it's not an option because I said so. Take the bowl and place it back in the freezer for an additional 10 minutes. Now once that 10 minutes is up, let's finish with the remaining dry ingredients. First, add a teaspoon of kosher salt, followed by 2 tablespoons of baking powder, followed by a half a cup of granulated sugar, and then once those dry ingredients are properly incorporated, we're going to create a well in the center and add 1 cup of buttermilk. Now I'm going to mix until the dough becomes a little shaggy. You don't want to over mix your dough, but you do want to get it mixed enough so that you can knead it into the bowl and form a workable dough. If need be, you can get your hands dirty and mix the old-fashioned way. Just be sure to use clean hands while mixing. Now biscuit dough is something that you need to knead. Try saying that 5 times fast. Need to knead, need to knead, need to knead, need to knead, need to knead. That wasn't so bad. I'm losing focus. All right. Next, I'm going to flour my work surface and place the dough on top. If it comes out looking a little broke like this, that's perfectly fine. We're going to whip this into shape, so to speak. Now, I would highly recommend using a bench scraper for this process as it helps to scrape up that excess flour, and as we scrape, we knead. The more we do this, the more that biscuit dough starts to come together and form that beautiful biscuit that we're all familiar with. And as you pack your dough, be sure to get a nice even square going. It will make the next step a little bit easier and more uniform. Now taking our bench scraper, I'm going to cut that dough into even thirds like so. I'll shape each piece to form a perfect rectangle, and once that's done, the trick is to stack one on top of the other. Even it out once again, and then we're going to repeat this process. I would say do this about 3 times. Now this is a crucial step in forming those layers that you see when you begin the process of cutting your biscuits. Lightly flour your dough, and with the rolling pin, you're going to roll the dough out, beating it slightly, and then to even it out, use your hands and bench scraper. To cut your biscuits, press down. Don't twist this when you're cutting it, otherwise it won't properly seal the layers and your biscuits won't rise. Now as you can see, even before we cook the biscuits, those layers are forming quite nicely. As you repeat this process for the remaining biscuits, I want to take this time and ask if you like and enjoy my content, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button. If you're into learning about cooking and making fun and exciting recipes, you'll love it here. Thank you for watching. Now back to the video. I preheated my oven to 450 degrees and placed a light egg wash on top of those biscuits to help them get nice and brown. Place them in the oven for about 12 to 16 minutes until they come out looking just like this. I drizzled some honey butter on top for the taste and the suggestive visual as well, and I'll go ahead and enjoy some of those biscuits if you don't mind. My preference in addition to some butter is putting on some strawberry jam. It makes it taste oh so good. Thanks for watching my video. Leave a comment if you want to make these or if you'll make them yourself, and let me know how they turned out for you. Follow me for more recipes like these, and as always, until the next time we feast, peace.